Here we go with the New Year's edition of On Top the Cage. It is week 17 in the National Football League. We do have a set change. Not Dan. Dan's here. Christmas is down 100%. I tried to take it down on Sunday. My wife was having none of it. I think I got referred to as a Scrooge, but no, is what it is in regards to that stuff. So, how was your Christmas?
Awesome. I had a good time. Got to see family, hang out, good food. Made a kick-ass brisket.
You smoke it?
No, I did it on the roaster. It was raining. I didn't want to mess with the smoker.
We did have quite a bit of rain over our Christmas weekend, if you will, but
well, I haven't seen the sun, and I can't remember the last time.
No. Wild weather. It's always wild weather. It's hit and miss here for sure where we're at in Northeast Ohio. So, no, we had a great time too. We had lots of family in town, largely Katie's side of the family this Christmas weekend. They are all gone. Tom was the last of them to leave on Tuesday morning. So he made it. He stayed here for the Monday Night Football game when the Dolphins continued their winning streak against the Saints. So, but we had a good time. You were over here for a bit on Sunday.
Yeah, I swung by. Yeah,
saw a little bit of the revelry.
Bears. Yeah.
It didn't stop, I promise you.
Had to get out of here before the Bears,
The snow game, it was awesome. They won.
That was an awesome
game.
I didn't like watching it. Yeah, the end of it.
That was awesome.
That was a sweet-ass catch.
Oh, well, that was a great catch. Probably one of the catches of the year. So we'll talk about the Bear team a little bit down the line here. So, but, yeah, we had a great Christmas. Sunday, you saw me at 2 o'clock. I think we started here with my brother-in-laws. I have a jobby job. I went in, I want to say, by 11. My understanding is they stayed up till 2:30. I have not played it back. There is a camera right over there. Hopefully they didn't say anything disparaging about me, but I can play that back.
I'm sure they said something.
They might have. They made it till 2:30, but we all had a really good Christmas and a good time. So
that frickin' Ken.
Yeah, for sure. I was a mess, too. I didn't partake in any of the food. I got certainly my share of the liquor, though. I think I might have logged close to 9-10 hours of drinking on that Sunday. So anyway, we're on the New Year's, right? You got New Year's plans?
Yeah, we're going out with our neighborhood crew. Starting drinking, I think, at 5. Going to dinner at 7 at a place in Canton called Bender's Steakhouse.
And seafood. A lot of seafood there.
Hey, I'm not eating seafood.
Who planned that?
Not me.
There's really good football.
Yeah,
on.
I know.
Oh, my goodness. We traditionally do nothing. Not that, the traditional saying it's amateur hour for New Year's Eve. And Dan and I's children are all getting a little bit older and things like that, and they like to partake in that revelry now, maybe even though some of them are underage, or a lot of them. So
they all IDs that say otherwise.
Correct. I'm a little worried about that. I already went over things with my oldest son, Connor, in regards to his plans, and we've drilled that in his head as how that's going to shake out. He's certainly going to be out and about, but, he'll be at a place, but he's been drilled pretty good in regards to, like a sergeant, so. We have no plans. I mean, I'm going to be here watching football as much as I can.
Can I cook your wife a nice lobster tail or something?
She would love that.
You better get on Google and look how to cook one.
Right. You got a favorite Christmas? Did you get a Christmas present this year?
This year, usually in the last couple of years we've bought stuff for the house, and this year no, we did. We got gifts for each other.
On the spot, I put him on the spot. Favorite Christmas gift?
I got a ton of cool pullovers and tops. I got a Browns colored Sunday Funday shirt. And
I saw that one.
You wore it on Sunday, you did. It worked out.
It's a cool shirt.
The Bengals won, but the Ratbirds lost and the Steelers lost. So Sunday Funday for me.
Right.
I got these sweet pants from another one of my daughters. Lululemon dress pants.
Look at Dan.
They're awesome.
I don't know,
get
man.
More.
You're going to lose your cult following talking about wearing Lululemon.
Yeah, I know.
You wearing Carhartt and shit.
They're nice pants to wear to work.
That's funny. I'll throw myself on the bus too. I guess my favorite present is we have a hot tub down there, and I get tasked with closing the show down after everybody jumps out the hot tub when it's like snowing and freezing cold. That's my job to latch it down, things like that. So I got an awesome robe, like a kick-ass robe. It's so heavy. I mean, it's got to be like 6-7 pounds. I think my wife may be on behind us. I don't know. I'm not positive. Anyway, we'll see.
Announcement, Katie.
I'm not sure what's happening there. We didn't refigure things. We got a new router here, so there could be some technical difficulties on the show. Although my wife says my favorite present is what she refers to as a Giner sponge holder because I don't like. Katie, you're on our thing, our show. In any event, jeez.
It's dinner time here.
But I guess that's proof that I do plenty of dishes. I guess so. I'm at least cleared of that part of it. So, but it's a Giner sponge holder because I don't like using the actual sponge. I need a handle, like Madge. I don't like to have dish.
You need a handle or rubber gloves.
I don't want rubber gloves, but I need a handle. I mean, it makes life so much easier. So anyway, she would claim that's my favorite present. It is not, but I heard her say it earlier tonight already. So anyway.
Hey, before I forget, shout out to my brother Ben. It's his birthday today.
Benji! I know Benji.
Yeah.
What the hell's he doing for his birthday?
I don't know. I texted him.
You should have came on the show.
I don't know.
That's his birthday present, coming on the show. There's a lot
Hopefully
of.
he's having a glass of bourbon or something for his birthday.
There's some football stuff to talk about before we get into the actual games as well, but I'm going to save that. I'm thirsty. Let's do the beer review. All right. It comes from the Royal Docks Brewing Company. It is called Hat on a Hat Farmhouse IPA. That is a football saying. Dan, explain that to our audience who may not know what that means.
Hat on a hat, baby. When you're blocking offensive line, get your hat on the most dangerous guy in front of you.
Offensive blocking scheme for sure. You put a guy on wherever the defenders line up. I want to talk about this. This reminds me of home. There's a big barn there. There is
That's a big barn.
Windmill. There's a lot going on here. The fields. But I saw something over here.
Some tornado clouds.
Yeah, what is that? George Jetson? What? That's not a crop duster. There's no two-man crop duster going on. My eyes aren't good enough. But
What the hell is that?
I don't know. There's a
It
lot
does
of
look like George Jetson shit.
IBUs.
He's chasing some
OGFs.
birds. He's duck hunting.
What's our alcohol content, Dan?
This was like 7.5.
Oh, we're easy.
7.2.
Oh, easy money this week. Easy money. Down from our double-digit ones, which we've had in the recent past. Have you tried it yet?
Yeah, it's all right. It's
All right.
kind of tastes like grass.
Oh, it's a traditional IPA. I like it. I like it. Back from all the spicy stuff and weird stuff that we've had going on here through the Christmas month, if you will. So last week, big week for us. Good week. Dan, 9-6-1, both winning weeks for us. Dan went 9-6-1. I went 11-4-1. Dan's 107, 131-2 on the year. Hammered his elephant pick with Cincinnati. They had control of that game from the outset. Did not ever let it go. They kind of toyed with the Ravens, and they got chippy, and we're going to talk about that in a little bit later when we get to the real football part of the show. I'm 115, 123-2 on the year, 8 under. I hammered my elephant pick as well with Kansas City. They actually demolished the Steelers, so that was great.
It's great for me.
A lot of football news before we get to the games. The COVID thing changed. We got to talk about this. We're on the honor system, basically, if you ask me now.
Yeah, well, I mean, my Browns just went through COVID hell, and now, hey, guess what? We're changing the rules because the CDC changed the rules. So, unvaccinated Carson Wentz can come back in 5 days. Get the hell out of here. It's a bunch of bullshit.
My team's out of the playoffs, but I would be a little bit butthurt if I was Dan because his team most likely lost a home game against the Raiders due to the COVID restrictions and their players not being able to play. But literally, you test positive, and 5 days later, I don't care if you're hacking up a lung. You said, I feel good.
Yeah,
you're in. You're in.
Yeah.
You will not see a marquee player miss a game going forward. There's no way in hell.
No, we're screwed. It screwed everybody, and not only us, but who else? Who else was hit hard? The
Saints have been hit.
Saints, the Chargers, or not? The Chargers were the Rams.
Quite a few teams got. I mean, obviously, I like the rule change, but it's a little bit difficult to kind of mesh it with what happened earlier in the season when you make a not mid-season, very late season change in all the ruls. I'm happy about it.
It's ridiculous.
We're down the stretch. We got 2 weeks left of the regular season. It's awesome. John Madden passed away.
Yeah,
Iconic
that
figure.
sucks. I mean, love John Madden. You
Yeah.
know, and
I
all
mean,
these young people know him from the stupid game, but I mean, John Madden was so much more than a video game.
and he was a Hall of Fame coach. He went into the Hall of Fame as a coach, and he won, I think, a couple of Super Bowls.
One Super Bowl, but he was in like 7 AFC Championship games.
Is that one?
Which
Is that what it was?
in a 10-year career, coaching career. When I was seeing that stuff last night, I was kind of in shock.
Iconic broadcaster as well. With him
Oh
and
my
Pat
God!
Summerall.
Yeah, I mean, I know him more as a broadcaster. I mean, when he coached
Sure.
in the '70s, I was a little kid and didn't give two shits about,
Right.
I'd watch football, but shit, he coached.
But my favorite, remember he was afraid of flying. Remember the Madden
Yeah.
Cruiser?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like terrified
The
of
bus.
flying. Yeah, the huge
Well,
fucking
that's why he
bus.
quit. That's why he quit
Oh,
coaching.
because he couldn't stand flying.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know that.
Yep.
But yeah, I remember the Madden Cruiser. That bitch should be parked out in Canton in front of the Hall of
It
Fame like
should
at all
be.
times.
That'd be a cool display, wouldn't it?
Yeah, you should be able to walk through that damn thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully they get it. That would be cool.
Think the HOF is watching our show? Oh, I doubt it.
Probably not. I mean,
Probably
it's right
not.
down the street. We could go broadcast outside there live one
Shit,
night.
that's not a bad idea.
We should do that.
Maybe take the risk of getting arrested, but fuck it. We're on to football?
If you want.
I think so. You got anything else to talk about?
No?
Nah, let's do it. We got a traditional week here. Well, not a traditional week, I guess. We got only Sunday games and then a Monday night football game. So the slate does start with Sunday 1 p.m. games, and it is the 8-7 Philadelphia Eagles, who are owners of the 7 seed. If the playoffs start today in the NFC, traveling in division of the Washington football team. This line has fluctuated back and forth. It is now Philadelphia minus 3.5. Philadelphia comes off their win against the New York Giants. They started off slow, but they end up demolishing the Giants. That run game is serious in Philadelphia between their running backs and Jalen Hurts, although Miles Sanders broke his hand. I know that much. I don't know.
I did see that. And he's not going on injured reserve.
You got to play
He'll
through
probably
it?
be out. I thought I saw he'd be out this week.
He'll probably be out. I bet he carries the ball if they make it through and into the playoffs. The Washington football team comes off an absolute demolishment, against
Dude,
the Dallas. That game was over after the first quarter.
Jack Del Rio's got to go. I'm sorry.
They're 6-9 on the season. They're out of the show. Once again, Philadelphia minus 3.5 over under 46. I mean, the Washington football team has been. It's their defense that just let them down all year. I mean, they had questionable offense,
defensive
but
coordinator.
their defense was supposed to carry them
Yeah.
being in the middle of this thing
They
in the
got
mix,
their
and they're
ass
not.
kicked last week.
I mean, I know they lost Chase Young, but that defense played horrible with Chase Young as well.
I mean,
So
I know you were drinking brown and your Bears won late. Did you see any of that Sunday night game?
Yeah.
It was atrocious. I couldn't even watch it. I don't even remember what I watched.
I did. I didn't watch it
I had to
because
turn it off.
I lost the play because I had the Washington football team and the over. The over cashed in the first half, if you will, but the Washington football team did not do what they needed to do. They were never in the football game. Once again, Philly minus 3.5 over under 46.
Philly.
I agree. Run, Eagles, run. I tell you what, that football team right there, I think they're a problem if they get in. And you don't, but it's because they run the football. I mean, they could play anybody, and if they control the clock, it's these teams that have dominant run games
Yeah.
that are scary as hell.
Well,
I mean,
hey.
that team doesn't look scary, as a 7 seed if they go in, but if whoever the 2 seed is in the NFC, I'm sure it's on the board on who it is. Let's say it's Arizona. I mean, you don't want to see that friggin' team coming
No.
to town and running the ball down your throat and keeping your playmakers off the field the whole damn game.
Teams that win the Super Bowl can run it.
They're a scary football team. The next game on the board, which got flexed from a 4:25 slot to a 1 o'clock slot. I'm not sure why, but it is the Los Angeles Rams traveling to Baltimore. The Rams are 11-4. They are 3.5-point favorites in Baltimore. Baltimore's 8-7, currently outside of the playoffs. The Rams come off a win in Minnesota. It was a close game, and they kind of had a 7 to 10 point lead the whole time. They never relinquished it. They're a good football team, minus 3.5. They are currently the 3 seed in the NFC right now. They get supposedly Cam Akers back this week. He practiced this week. He tore his Achilles like in the offseason. I thought that was like at least a 12-month gig. I mean, I don't know. But he supposedly practiced this week and looks pretty good. They are winners of 4 straight. Baltimore is the exact opposite. They are losers of 4 straight. They get Lamar back this week. Well,
Yeah,
Lamar
Mudbutt-
practiced today.
he
It's our traditional
practiced
shoot
today.
day.
Mudbutt practiced it. Yeah.
I think they get him and Huntley back. Who's going to start? It's going to be Lamar. We know it's going to be Lamar starting. I mean, they're in survival mode here right now. They're outside. They're a decent football team. The Rams going to cover this 3.5
Yep,
number?
I'm taking the Rams. Unless Stafford and starts throwing interceptions, but I'm taking the Rams. Baltimore's got too many problems.
They do have a lot of problems. I like the hook in the game. I like the hook. I'm going to go with the Ravens in this game. I don't like it. I'm not confident in it. It certainly will not be my elephant pick. I like the hook in this game. I like the fact that the Ravens are playing for their lives right now. The motivation factor, the whole 9 yards of it. I'm going to go ahead and take the points of the Baltimore Ravens getting the 3.5. Next game on the board, not as fun game. It is the defending champs, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who are the 2 seed. They're the 2 seed. They don't want to see Philadelphia coming to town. As I mentioned earlier, they're 11-4 and 13-point favorites going to the Meadowlands to play the New York Jets. The Jets are 4-11. Here's the thing. Tampa Bay, like I said, 11-4. They come off their win against Carolina, dominant win against Carolina. I mean, they're not a wild card this year. They've won their division now, so they won that whole tournament last year as a wild card. But they're winners of the NFC. Is that the South? I think that's the South. The Jets, I mean, there's absolutely nothing written on the board about the Jets because there's nothing to say about the fucking Jets.
Yeah,
eh?
no.
They don't have Godwin. Things that.
Yeah, well, let's get it. Fournette's out. Godwin's out. Coach is out with COVID right now. Who else are we missing?
Oh, yeah, Arians went on the COVID list. He'll coach. Although he walks around what looks like with like a ventilator attached to him and
Yeah,
shit like that. What the hell's all that shit attached
It's
to
the
Bruce Arians?
freaking controls for the radio. He doesn't like them around his waist. They must pull his pants down or something.
He looks like he's on fucking life
I
support
can't.
out there
Well,
on the
that
sideline.
thing's freaking huge too. I mean, you look at some of those dudes, and I'm like, what the hell are you talking to a freaking spaceship?
It's ridiculous. Yeah, he's all strapped up. The Jets, they come off a win against Jacksonville. Whatever,
Yeah. Woo!
They had a chance to win the game. They did. Antonio Brown had a big game for the Buccaneers, and they needed, I guess. He's still a douche. He refused to answer
No, I can't.
questions in the after-game press conference about his fake vax card. I mean, he's still a dick. I mean, but anyway, he's back. We'll see. I don't think Bell played, but I mean, they got Ronald Jones. I mean, they got enough people to replace playoff Lenny. I don't think playoff Lenny's out that long either. It's a huge number, but I can tell you right now, I'm laying the whole 9 yards.
I'm
of it.
going with Tampa Bay. Yeah, there's the Jets. No, they're a train wreck.
Lance-
New York sports teams are atrocious.
Yeah, them and the Giants. Yeah, it's really bad
Them,
right
the
now.
Giants. You can throw those basketball teams in there.
The line's minus 13.
I
Dan,
don't know about their hockey teams.
I don't know anything about hockey right now. I like playoff hockey. We both believe Tampa's going to win this game by 2 touchdowns or more. We're both on the Bucks minus 13. I think it's a great pick. Next game up, a really, really good, fun football game. It is the in-laws team, the Miami Dolphins, who are 8-7. They travel to Tennessee, who's 10-5. The Lions, Tennessee minus 3.5 on this game. The over/under is low. I want to say it's 40. I have a hard time reading my board. Maybe 41. Miami. Talk about a wild roller coaster season they've had. They lost the first team in NFL history to lose 7 games in a row in a season and then come back and win 7 games in a row, which is exactly
insane.
where they're at right now. They were 1-7. They're 8-7, and they possess the 7th seed in the AFC right now. They went out, they're in.
You know what's funny about that? Like at the beginning of the year, like when you're the 3rd or 4th week and all the talking heads on TV are like, oh, if you lose, this is your percentage to make the playoffs.
Yeah. They were probably down to 1.
Well, but Miami's there, and the Colts are another one
Yeah.
that turn their shit around, and here we go.
Yeah, Tua's playing better, and it's not surprising because like the first half of the season before the trade deadline ended, all they were talking about down in Miami is, are we going to get rid of Tua and trade for Deshaun Watson? I mean, that
Yeah,
shit had to
are we
weigh
gonna
on
get
a little
that
bit. He's playing better.
Misogynistic pig from Houston.
Yeah, Waddle, love Waddle.
No, that dude's awesome.
Yeah, he's been
He's
great.
a good player.
I like his touchdown dance too. The Waddle, right? The Penguin Waddle. You gotta love that. Everybody's doing the Waddle.
Yeah, that's classic.
I was talking to my brother-in-law Kevin, who watches the show religiously, and I appreciate that. It was great seeing him, and I'm like, and we were talking about football because that's what we always talk about. And he's like, this season's been great. He goes, ever since week 8, it's been like a playoff game. We got to win all of them, and he's right. They got to win out. They do currently hold the 7th seed, and they'll continue to hold it as long as they win out. And they have this game right now, and then I want to say they have New England left, if I'm not mistaken. Or maybe it's Buffalo. I don't know which one it is. Shit, I don't know. But their route is not easy. They do come off that Monday night win against New Orleans where they got that quick pick six. And their defense has carried that team largely throughout the season. Tennessee comes off a win. They're much more well-rested. I mean, I just mentioned that Miami played on Monday night, and Tennessee played on Thursday night. So that's a big difference. That's 4 days difference in regards to the last time they played. They come off a win against San Francisco where they kind of got dominated in the first half. It's helped that A.J. Brown's back. They really need Derrick Henry back, and that team's scary. And they're going to be in the playoffs. They're going to be scary if two comes back during the playoffs.
Yeah.
They're one of those teams that just is a motherfucker, to play if Derrick Henry's running the football. Tennessee minus 3.5. What's going to happen here, Dan?
I'm going to go with Miami in this.
I like them getting the points as well. I don't know if they're going to win this game. For the in-laws' sake, I hope they do. I love the hook in this game. I like it to be a close game. Funny thing, Miami obviously plays in Miami. It's warm there, right? And it's been warm across the country for the most part. I looked at the forecast in Nashville, and they've had 70-degree temperatures, and they have 70-degree temperatures through Saturday. And then the high on Sunday, 35. The bottom drops completely out. Welcome the Miami Dolphins to town with 35-degree weather. Yeah, so it could be that could play a little bit of a factor. We'll see. But Mother Nature did the Dolphins no favors. But they're a super hot team, and it's fun to watch. We're both on the Fins, getting the 3.5 points in this game. Next game up should be very lopsided. It is the Jacksonville Jaguars traveling to New England.
Crazy.
It's a horrible football game. Whatever. New England is favored by 15.5 points. That's a lot. That's a whole lot.
That's a ton. But I don't see Jacksonville doing shit.
No, I don't either. I know which way I'm going to go on this game, and it's New England. I think they shut out Jacksonville. I think they completely shut them out. I don't think Jacksonville gets a point in this game. Jacksonville's not much to talk about here. I mean, they've sewn up the first pick in the draft. They're interviewing coaches already because of that 2-week window that they allow now in the National Football League. I'm not sure who wants that job, although Trevor Lawrence is there. It's a good climate. They kept the GM, though, which is kind of fucked up. I mean, usually you make that change in conjunction with each other, the GM and the head coach.
GM new with Meyer?
No, I don't know. His name's Trevor Balky or something like that. I don't know. I mean, it looks like he's doing the interviewing processes right now. So it looks like he's on board, for the season. Usually it doesn't work that way. I don't know. New England, they come off their loss in Buffalo, where they had a chance to finish off that AFC East. And they didn't do it. And now Buffalo has control of it, even though they have the same record. They have their formula. They're currently the 6th seed, by the way. The New England Patriots are, if the tournament started today. They have passing concerns, They can run the ball, but, we've seen the last couple of weeks where teams have gotten pressure on Mac Jones, and he hasn't looked that great. So I don't think that team goes I think the team gets in the playoffs. I don't think they go anywhere in the playoffs. I really don't.
I don't. But, man, 15.5 on this.
I already declared. I'm on the Patriots.
Yeah,
I don't think the Jags score.
Patriots. I don't. I mean, I have flashbacks of what's his face throwing 4 interceptions. I mean, they're going to shut his ass down.
Yeah. I would like to see what the number is. If he can bet, shutout, New England shutout, of what that pays. It's got to give you pretty good odds in regards to that. But that's my prediction that Jacksonville scores 0 in this football game. Next game on the board, super fun football game that means a shit pot full to Dan's team for sure. It is the 11-4 Kansas City Chiefs who possess the first seed in the tournament on the AFC
you skipped
side.
one.
Oh, I did. I totally missed it. You want to do that one?
Yeah.
All right, let's do that one. Las Vegas and Indy. Las Vegas 8-7. Go to Indy. Indy's 9-6. This line has fluctuated right and left, basically based upon the availability of Carson Wentz.
What is the line? I don't know.
It's
like,
minus
It looks
3.
like you got 9.
Oh no, it's -5 now. It was
The way you crossed it out.
it was
though,
7.
looks like
It went down to 3.
9.5.
It's at 5 now. Indy is currently
Five?
-5 in this game. I know it's kind of a weird number. Vegas is 8-7. They come off a win against Denver. Indianapolis is winners in Arizona on Saturday night. A very impressive
Yeah, they look good.
running game win again. Without Quentin Nelson, without one of their they had 2 starting offensive linemen down that game, and they still managed to play their brand of football. They are 5-point favorites in this game. The over-under is 45.5. Let's start with Vegas up first. I mean, they stayed alive. Their defense played a lot better. I think they get Darren Waller back this week. And here's the thing. We talked about the honor system with Indianapolis. Carson Wentz is going to fucking play. He's going to play.
It's ridiculous. I fully expect him to play.
He might be, throwing up out there, have a fever of 103. He's going to say, yeah, I'm good. I feel good. I feel good. I feel great. He's going to play the football game. Indianapolis -5 in this game. They are currently the 5 seed. And this is another team. And I've harped on this running game thing. Look the fuck out if this team gets in the playoffs. Because that offensive line and Jonathan Taylor, who I think may be the very best back in the National Football League, that's a scary proposition playing that team. So I'm big fans of the Indianapolis Colts. Are they going to do this game by 5, playing a team that has to win to stay alive?
No. Well, I'm taking the Raiders on this one because of John Madden, baby.
What the hell does that mean?
They're playing for Madden.
They were the Raiders. It's just the Raiders. I get confused because they're no longer Oakland. They're no longer Los Angeles. They're Las Vegas. I'm not doing it.
I threw it in there. You're thinking about it.
I
Going,
was.
Oh, wait a minute.
But here's the thing with that defense. That defense has been so shitty.
They suck.
And they played great last week against Denver. They played great.
That team has been so. It's like every other AFC team. They're good one week and they suck the next week. But Madden is the difference.
Really?
Yes.
I'm not. I'm going with the Colts. They're so much of a better football team. But
He's got stuff coming out his nose.
I believe it. I hear you. And it scares me because, the Raiders are going to pull out all the stops in this game. They have to win. They absolutely have to win this football game or the season's over. And they know that. And if that's not motivation enough as a football player, I don't know what is. You're in the wrong fucking sport.
The Colts are getting Madden this weekend.
I'm going to lay Indy -5. It makes me nervous as well. That will not be an elephant pick either. I started talking about this game. I got excited about it. It plays right up against the Bear game, which sucks because I really want to watch this game. I'm sure I'll flip to it whenever the Bears are on commercial. Kansas City travels to the Queen City, the Cincinnati football team. Kansas City is 11-4. They are the 1 seed in the tournament on AFC. They have regained their traction. They've regained their footing. They've regained everything. They look like a very good football team again.
Really good, and they didn't have Kelsey.
They didn't. It didn't matter. It didn't matter. That's how good that team is.
Yeah.
And Dan and I both think a lot of Andy Reid. They are 5-point favorites. Another weird number. That's 2 5-point games in a row. Weird, bizarre number. Because they can't decide if it's a touchdown game or a field goal game. We're going to shove it in the middle. Kansas City -5, over under 49. I like the over in this game. I'm going to say it right away.
Oh, hell yeah.
Cincinnati's 9-6. They are currently the 3 seed and own the AFC North, which is very subject to change. And we'll talk about Dan's Cleveland Browns team. They're on Monday Night Football, and their path, which isn't that terrible as poorly as they played. But, Kansas City comes off that absolute beatdown of Pittsburgh. The game wasn't in question. They dominated from start to finish. I want to say it finished like 30-3 or something nuts. It was my elephant pick. I was happy about it. Cincinnati came off a win against Baltimore where they had complete control of the game. I love this team. I love the Cincinnati football team.
Yeah, no, we've always been a fan of Joe Burrow. They're playing good. The offensive line somehow came together, give them somewhat protection. Mixon, the pizza shop beater, is playing well.
That whole team's playing well, and they're a scary team to me because if you ask me, they're a team that acts like they're playing with house money. They're like, hell, I didn't know we were this fucking good. We're fucking good. let's go kick some more ass, type of thing.
Well,
Do you see Joe Burrow's press conference?
yeah,
after the
with
game?
the Santa hat.
Yeah. Did
Yeah.
you? But meanwhile, Wink Martindale, the Baltimore coordinator, had said something during the week. Large like, hey, let's not put a gold jacket on him yet or anything like that. And Burrow said, I didn't think that was necessary. And then they asked him later, he goes, late in the game when you guys were still throwing the ball and had complete control of the game, threw for 525 yards, was that crossing your mind? And he was very smug and Aaron Rodgers-like and said, maybe. It was awesome. Like, that dude's got swag.
That's fine, but I mean, this is a division
It's very Aaron
opponent
Rodgers-like.
that you play twice a year, every year, and do you do that? Do you keep it to yourself, or do you make that public knowledge? I hate the Ratbirds, and I love it that he did it.
All Joe Burrow said was maybe, and he smiled.
Maybe.
But meanwhile, it was very Aaron Rodgers, if you ask me. So, but I like the kid's confidence, and he has a right to be. I think he's going to be a great quarterback in the National Football
already
League
a great
for a long time to come. We haven't picked the game yet. What do you think, Dan?
Kansas City.
Because you want that
Yes.
to happen? And that's part of Cleveland's path to the playoffs, and we're going to talk about that late in the show because the Browns once again play on Monday night. I like Cincinnati as well. I like them to stay under this
Wait.
number.
I said Kansas City.
Oh.
You said Cincinnati.
That's right, you did. That's right. I'm on Cincinnati. I don't know if they're going to win this game. I think it's going to be a wildly entertaining game. I love the Cincinnati football team. I love the physical nature that Joe Mixon runs the ball with. They have lots of playmakers. At Cincinnati, it's all about the kind of defense and holding up against a very potent Kansas City offense. But Cincinnati has fucking playmakers, dude.
They do.
I mean,
I'm not gonna debate
T.
that.
Higgins, Boyd, Jamar Chase, and I love that tight end. I want to say it's like Ozumo or something like that. I don't know what his
I don't
name.
know who the
He's
tight
got a
end is
wild
there.
from the island's name type thing. He can play too. I like that team top to bottom. I like this game to come down to the last play of the game. So I'm on the Bengals getting the 5 points. Whether or not they win is another story. Next game on the board, the New York Giants. Not a good game.
Holy moly.
They travel to Soldier Field to play my Chicago Football Bears. The Giants are 4-11. The Bears are one game better at 5-10. The Bears have been installed as 6-point favorites in this game. The over/under is low, 38. The Giants. They come off a loss against Philadelphia. They got destroyed in that game. And here's the thing. I don't even talk about the Giant football team really, but what do we really? We just said already that Joe Judge is back as the coach, and
He's back.
and
is the
Daniel Jones
quarterback
gonna be our
back?
quarterback?
it's
Both of
a
them have
mess.
sucked. How can we say that? Isn't there a meeting? Or isn't there like a caucus at the end of the year, and go over everything? And do we really think these guys got us going in the right direction?
They haven't improved at all. I think that's the Giants and the Jets. Those are the two worst teams in the NFL. Detroit would beat both of them.
Dave Gettleman's general manager. I think he should be gone. I think they jettisoned the whole fucking
they're
thing.
bad. Jacksonville has their issues.
Yeah, they
But-
do.
Uh,
I don't even talk
Giants-
about the Giants football team. I want to talk about this decision making that's going on.
I don't know.
Like early decision making, in my opinion. Why would you say that? Why wouldn't we assess what happened in our shitty football season and make a decision from there? Because
throw them all out.
it was somewhat eye opening that Joe Judge got that job in the first place. What was it, like a special teams guy out of the
Do they
Patriots
get
organization?
a
or something?
star because Saquon got hurt?
No. I don't know if he's back. Maybe Russell Wilson's the quarterback of the Giants next year. The Bears are 6-point favorites in this game. The Bears come off a fun,
I gotta pee.
really, snow game win against the Seattle Seahawks. It was fun to see the Bears win. Obviously, it doesn't mean anything. Nick Foles led that team. Justin Fields was out with an ankle injury. He practiced on a limited basis. This Wednesday, once again, if I didn't mention that. I really hope to see Fields. That's my enjoyment watching him play and progress. It was fun to see the Bears win. Nagy's out at the end of the year. We'll see what happens here. The Bears are -6 in this game. I like them to win this game by a lot, actually. I think they're going to win this game by a touchdown or two. So I'm certainly on the Bears -6 in this game. Dan, what do you think?
Bears.
Dan yells Bears from his urination spot. behind the garage here. So we're both on the Bears -6 in this game. Restroom, right? The outdoor facilities. Atlanta, they're 7-8 and alive. They travel to Buffalo. Buffalo's 9-6. Atlanta's 7-8 on the year, like I said. They come off a win against Detroit. The line on this game is the Buffalo.
Wait, go back to the Bears.
Okay. I'll
I think
recap
they
this
should
game.
fire that Nagy now, because I think Kellen Moore would be a much better coach for you guys.
Yeah, I mean, there was some talk about that. It's a new rule.
From
in
the
that,
Cowboys?
Yeah, it's a new rule in the National Football League where the last 2 weeks of the season is an open window or
Hell yeah.
open like shopping, if you will, for head coaches. That's a change this year. The Bears haven't done it. Virginia doesn't like doing it. She does not like firing coaches in the middle of the season. I know there's a rule change.
Bullshit. Well, I mean, you're going to miss out on some dudes. I mean,
I don't
Kellen
know.
Moore, I like him.
So do I.
Boise State quarterback.
But the Bears, listen, I mean, I don't know if you want to call it tampering or what you will. I mean, the Bears can certainly send out feelers, like, hey, we're going to have some interest and things like that to his agent. I mean, I don't know if that's against the rules or not. But, I mean, Chicago's a very attractive position and with Fields in place there, with the market, a huge fun city. They got some pieces there. They don't have a lot of draft capital. They've traded away, at least this upcoming year with the Fields trade up. But it's certainly an attractive position, and we'll see. I hope the Bears do hire an offensive-minded head coach. Kellen Moore fits the bill, if you will, offensive coordinator, former quarterback. So he might fit well with Fields. We'll see.
So if they fire him, are they going to fire that? Who's your GM?
Ryan Pace. And
So is he slowing the process down too?
no, here's the thing. I thought both of them were going to go. I'm not so sure about it anymore. I have a feeling that Ryan Pace is going to stay and Matt Nagy's going to go, which once again is awkward. I get that. But here's the thing. If Ryan Pace stays, he came from the New Orleans organization. I would not be shocked to see the Bears make a power play for Sean Payton out of New Orleans. I wouldn't be
How the hell are they
surprised.
going to get him to leave?
Sometimes things get stale, Dan.
No, I don't see that.
Maybe things are stale in Pittsburgh. Maybe Mike Tomlin wants out of Pittsburgh.
What?
No?
No.
Maybe. I that's my gut. My gut is that Ryan Pace stays, Matt Nagy goes. The Bears make overtures to Sean Payton to gauge his interest, and I'm more inclined to start things over and go with a fresh head coach with a fresh perspective than Sean Payton, although you can't argue with Sean Payton and his winning percentage over the years with that football team. So,
no, but I don't think
obviously Pace and Sean Payton have familiarity with each other. Anyway, we talked a long time about the Bears' mess in regards to the front office and things like that. But anyway, Atlanta travels to Buffalo. Once again, to recap, Atlanta 7-8, Buffalo 9-6. Buffalo huge favorite, 14.5. That's a little bit over 2 touchdowns. Atlanta comes off a win against Detroit. They're alive. I mean, Patterson's great. I mean, he's fun to watch. Did you see the thing on Twitter of Patterson and the little girl that was crying on the sideline before the game?
no.
So there's a mom down there on the sideline, and she got 2 little kids, like little fucking kids, like, I don't know, 6 years old. One of them somehow got a ball. The little girl did not. And Cordell Patterson's like kind of just running his little patterns and that. And he hears the girl crying and walks up, why are you crying? Why is she crying? He's like, he got a ball, she didn't. He goes, finds her a ball, gives her a ball. He's a good dude. I like good feel-good stories like that. It has nothing to do with this line. Buffalo's -14.5. They're currently the 4 seed in the AFC tournament. They come off a very big win against New England and took control of the AFC East based upon winning percentages, conference stuff, bullshit like that. Are they going to destroy the Falcons?
No.
No?
Taking the Falcons on this. There's no way they win by 14.5.
I think they absolutely blow them out.
No.
I hate the offensive line for the Atlanta Falcons. I mean, they're not gonna mess around. They're not gonna relinquish this percentage lead over New England.
Oh, they win, but it ain't going to be by 14.5.
I hear you. I think they come play balls out. I like them to cover a very big number. Next game on the board, and it starts the 4 p.m. slate. It is the Houston Texans. They travel to San
Another
Francisco.
Houston.
Yes, San Francisco is a even 2-touchdown favorite at -14, over under 44.5. Houston 4-11, like I said. They come off a absolute shocking win against the Los Angeles Chargers. And Davis Mills played well. I mean, really well. Like, really well.
Well, that's good for them because there ain't any quarterbacks out there.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. It doesn't look like a great draft in regards to the quarterback position. But maybe he's, the
He
future
could be
of that
the
team.
starter next year.
Garoppolo, hurt
Thumb
thumb
injury.
hand. We'll see if he's playing or Trey Lance. We don't know. San Francisco is currently the 6th seed in the tournament on the NFC side. They come off that loss against Tennessee where they dominated the first half. We're up 10-0 and should have been up by a lot more, and then got beat soundly in the second half and lost the game to Tennessee. They're going to cover this number of 14, Dan.
No.
Me neither. I like the Houston Texans to
No
stay
way.
within 14 on this game. Dan and I are both on the Texans, a lousy football team with 4 wins on the season, getting to 14 points, right?
Yep.
All right. AFC West game, the Denver Broncos. They are 7-8. They go play the Los Angeles Chargers, who are 8-7, the opposite record. Chargers have been put as a 5.5-point favorite in this game. Over under is 45.5. Denver comes off the loss out in Las Vegas. The offense sucks. I don't know why it sucks. Drew Lock played. I think Drew Lock's playing again. I don't think it's Bridgewater again. The offense just struggles. The defense isn't bad. I mean, the Chargers, we just mentioned a second ago, come off a horrible, horrible loss in Houston. A game where they were favored maybe by 2 touchdowns. I don't know if they were favored by, but they had to be probably 10.
They should have all their COVID dudes back now.
But Herbert didn't play well.
Wow, he's hit or miss.
-5.5 Chargers over Denver.
Oh, and this one? Yeah, I'm going Chargers.
Me too. I think they get it going again. They are on the outside looking in, but they're 8-7. They're right there in that mix. They have a ton to play for. Denver obviously on live support. I like the Chargers a lot in this game, -5.5. I'm a big fan of this line. It's one of my favorites on the board. Next game on the board, the Carolina Panthers go travel in division to play New Orleans. New Orleans 7.5-point favorite in this game. Over under is 38. Carolina's 5-10. Come off that demolishing loss against Tampa Bay at home. New Orleans, they come off their loss at home on Miami night against Miami. So 2 of these, both losers, but -7.5 in this game. Carolina.
Who's the quarterback for New Orleans?
I don't know. Book. Simeon? I don't know. I mean, it's COVID stuff for those guys, right? Taysom Hill. Is it COVID for those guys?
I don't know.
Is anybody injured?
Taysom Hill.
It's not going to be Book. Book like a deer in headlights on Monday night.
I understand quarterbacks are short. Baker's short. Russell Wilson's short. Kyler Murray's short. Book looked tiny. He's short and just tiny.
I was talking shit, like not talking shit, but I told the in-laws when they were here, I thought Book was going to come out and play and take the reins of that quarterback position and look good because he's like a mechanical quarterback and he's
I
good
agree
with
with
ball
that.
placement. We saw him play at Notre Dame, and that kind of is what the New Orleans offense is. I mean, Drew Brees was like precision passing.
Yeah.
That's Ian Book's game, and I'm sure that's why they have Book on their roster. But yeah, he looked like a deer in headlights. I know the first pass they threw or second pass they threw was deflected.
Second pass,
It ended up being a pick six, but it didn't look good from there either. Here we go, this game. I mean, by the way, it was announced that Sam Darnold will be the starter in Carolina this week. So,
No, then I'm taking New Orleans.
really, I'm going to go the other way because of it. Sam Darnold didn't play that bad early in the year. I mean, he's a journeyman dude. He's going to be what do you call him, Colt McCoy? Been in the league for like 10 years. Make a ship pot full of money and do absolutely nothing, like really on the field. I like Carolina. I think it's a big number. I mean, Alvin Kamara's back, and he played last week. I mean, they've had so many injuries in New Orleans. They do have a great defense, but so many injuries. I don't know who's going to play quarterback.
Their great defense didn't look that good against Miami.
New Orleans is not going to make the playoffs. They're 7-8. They're not going to make the playoffs.
Neither one of these teams is making the playoffs.
I like Carolina to stay under this number. You're on New Orleans?
Yeah.
All right, fair enough. Dan, our odds in that game. Next game on the board, another shitty football game.
Jeez.
The Detroit Lions, they travel out to the Northwest to play the Seattle Seahawks. The Seahawks are 6.5-point favorites. The over-under this game is 42.5. The Detroit Lions are 2-12-1. Seattle's 5-10. Last week, no Goff. They still played hard in their loss in Atlanta. I don't know if Goff's back this week. He has an injury. He's not COVID, right? He's injury, right? Or is he COVID? I get this shit confused, man. Between COVID and injuries. I think Goff is back this week, actually. Seattle's just under a touchdown favorite at 6.5. They come off their loss against Chicago. I mean, could this be a less intriguing game? I don't know. I mean, Seattle doesn't seem to care anymore.
No, that's the thing. Seattle doesn't care, and I made the comment when I was over here when they were showing the stadium and how empty it was. Empty. The 12th man. They're still having the 12th man. The fucking place was empty.
It snowed like a motherfucker.
I don't care.
I get
Dude,
it.
it snows like hell here. The Brown Stadium's still going to be full.
Yeah, but they're not used to that in Seattle.
I don't give a shit.
Are they? I don't know.
Quit being candy asses, you liberal freaks.
All right.
I'm taking Detroit.
So am I. The team continues to fight under Dan Campbell.
They have not given up all year long. Where those Seattle liberal, they're checked out.
I agree. They're still playing hard. And Seattle, well, here's the deal. Seattle's used to a winner, and they don't have a winner this year. And
that's because it's your own fault.
I understand that.
And your fair weather fans bailed on you.
And I think that leaks into the football team as well. This team's used to winning, and they're not winning, and maybe they check out.
Even when we sucked for all those years, for the last 20 years, there was more people in Brown Stadium than in Seattle. Because of a little snow? You're going to blame it on the snow?
Yeah, usually Chicago brings people to town as well. But anyway, Seattle's -6.5 game. Dan and I are both on Detroit?
Yep.
All right, very good. Next game up, a very fun game. The Arizona Cardinals go to play Dallas. Arizona is currently the 5 seed in the tournament. Dallas, who is a very scary team if you ask me, is a 2 seed. Dallas is a 5.5 point favorite. The over-under, expecting a lot of points in this game. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes above the number of 50.5. Arizona, 10-5. They are losers of 3 games in a row. I mean, they started out the season, and they did it last year as well, on fire. And they're kind of a mess right now.
Their records blow.
They're kind of a mess. I mean, they're certainly missing D-Hop. They come off their loss against Indianapolis at home. Indianapolis kind of had their way on the offensive line with them. Dallas comes off an absolute destruction of the Washington football team. They're a good football team, man. That defense can be really good. They have stars like crazy. DeMarcus Lawrence, Randy Gregory, the Diggs kid, Micah Parsons. We're talking about the line. We're talking about the middle, the linebacker part. We're talking about the secondary. And they have offensive playmakers. This team could win the Super Bowl. There's no two ways about that. They could 100% win the Super Bowl. They're -5.5. Are they're gonna have their way with Arizona? Is Arizona gonna rise up and play?
No, I'm taking Dallas on this because the defense can frustrate. When Kyler gets frustrated, he doesn't play well.
I agree. I think Dallas is an absolute sleeping giant. If they get hot, meaning both sides of the football, the defensive and offensive side of the ball, they're gonna win the fucking tournament.
They could.
That team has as much or more talent than every National Football League team out there, if you ask me. I love that football team, and they're super scary. Dan and I are both on the Cowboys. How about them Cowboys? -5.5 in this game. All right, we're finally on the Sunday Night Football. I feel like it's running along. The logo hasn't changed yet, which is good. Although Katie's not talking, that's good as well. I don't know if she's talking to her mom, who she's talking to, the echo thing. Anyway, it is an NFC North battle. It's the Minnesota Vikings playing the Green Bay Packers. Green Bay's a 6.5 point favorite in this game. The over-under is 47.5. Minnesota 7-8. They come off their loss against the Los Angeles Rams. They need a win to stay alive. They're basically out of the tournament. They're going to be playing for their lives. I think they get Dalvin Cook back this week.
He's back. Thielen's out.
Thielen's out for the rest of the year. He's been shut down. The Green Bay Packers, they come off a gift-wrapped Christmas win against Dan's Cleveland Browns. If you ask me, there was some horrible fucking officiating in that game.
Again.
It pisses me off. I can't stand it. It 100% affected the outcome of that game. That lack of a pass interference call where it ended up being a pick at the end of the game was ridiculous. It was blatant holding. he drafted, to use a NASCAR term, pulled him back and pushed himself forward to make a pick. Anyway, Green Bay's 12-3. They're currently the 1 seed in NFC. They're 6.5-point favorites in this game. They're going to win this game by a touchdown?
No.
I don't think so either. I think Minnesota fights their ass off in this game. And they run the ball with Dalvin Cook, and they can play. I like this. I like this game. Hopefully there's snow in this game, too. I don't know if there is.
I would love some snow.
That'd be good to see.
And Green Bay, they can't stop the run. I mean,
Dalvin
they
Cook's
don't look
a
good. And
great
Dalvin
running
Cook's-
back.
Yeah.
We'll see if Green Bay gets their players back. I think Jair Alexander, one of their star cornerbacks who hasn't played like all year. I think he practiced this week. I don't think he's going to play yet. My guess is he comes back for the playoffs, but we'll see about that. Dan and I both like the Vikings in that skull and that call against the Green Bay Packers. All right, Monday Night Football is Dan's football team, and it is a rivalry game. The Cleveland Browns go into the Confluence to play the Pittsburgh Steelers. Cleveland has been installed as a 3-point favorite. Some traditions just never stop. Cleveland is 7-8. Pittsburgh is 7-1. A half a game better, actually, than the Browns. Like I said, Cleveland -3. They come off that loss against Green Bay we just talked about. Pittsburgh comes off an absolute ass beating in Kansas City. And I was shocked when I went to the office on Monday and people were talking about me like, Browns going to be fine. They got a path. And they do have a path. All that needs to happen is they need the Cincinnati Bengals to lose to the Kansas City Chiefs this week. They need to beat Pittsburgh, and then it sets up a winner-takes-all Battle of Ohio in Cleveland against the Bengals in the Battle of Ohio, which is super fucking fun. I hope it happens.
I think the Ratbirds need to lose, too. The Ratbirds need to lose one of the last two.
Their dogs this week are at home against the Los Angeles Rams.
And then they play the Steelers.
I don't know if that's true or not. It may be true. The over-under on this game's 41. Cleveland's -3. I mean, I hope it happens. I would love, and that game's in Cleveland, right? Cincinnati?
Yes.
Taking Cincinnati over Cleveland in a winner-take-all game.
For some reason, I thought it got flexed to a Sunday night game.
It will if it plays out that way. If it plays out that way, I can't wait. Oh, my God. That's going to be so much fun. I might go to your garage for that.
This place will be nuts.
I might get slightly overpaid on the following Monday, drinking Dan's draft beer. What do we got on tap over there?
Truth.
I like that one.
Guys, Truth, and that platform, Blood Orange, is still on there.
Fuck you, Blood Orange. I'm on the truth. Cleveland -3 in this game. I know which way I'm going. I'm letting Dan take the lead. Dude, Pittsburgh has 0 offense.
Cleveland.
Dan, we were talking about this game before we went on set. He goes, I don't think the Browns are going to win. What happened? What changed?
Well, I'm worried about
alcohol?
The line. No.
Beer changed?
No. I was bullshitting you, trying to fill you out. I mean, here we go. Big Ben's probably last home game. I mean, does anybody honestly see him coming back next year?
No, absolutely not. And
if he wants to, the Steelers are going to say, okay, we don't want you back. So he's going to play for somebody else, maybe Houston. Heinz Field has always been a killer for the Browns.
Except for the playoffs last year.
Except for the playoffs, yes. And this is a playoff game for the Browns. The next 2 games are playoff games. So it's either put up or shut the fuck up. And that goes to you, Baker. That goes to you, Miles, and the rest of you pricks that said earlier in the season we got plenty of more games to play. When you fucked up those first few games, now you're in the boat. Either row or sink. And we'll find you at the bottom of Lake Erie or wherever the Edmund Fitzgerald is.
Dan's sending out personal Christmas cards to Baker, Miles, and the rest of the crew. I like it. Here's the deal. And by the way, you mentioned Ben Roethlisberger, and Ben Roethlisberger has been a very opinionated player, and he's not afraid to criticize his own team. Things that he's been very gracious this year, and I think he knows this is last year. I think he wants to go out on a high note, if you will, just as being a complete professional. He's a Hall of Fame player. I don't have a question about that. I respect the way he has not
I'll question that.
I respect the way he hasn't railed on his team some in regards to Chase Claypool and doing silly things, and he's not picked on his receivers.
He's a douche.
That's fine. That's fine. But I
There's
appreciate
no
the
way
great-
I'm going to agree with what you're saying.
That's fine. I love the Cleveland
He
Browns
can
in
go
this
screw
football game.
himself.
That's fine. I do love the Cleveland Browns in this football game, and I love their path. I think they got a legit path, and if it sets up for that winner-take-all game in Cleveland, what do you think a ticket for that would cost?
That'd be a lot.
$1,000? I don't
Why
know.
don't you see if you can get
We
some?
going? Get a suite.
Yeah, call your company.
I
Tell
like.
them you want the loge.
I'm picking Joe Burrow and the Bengals.
Do I have to
next
call
week.
Misney?
Get out of here. All right, that is the entire slate. Dan and I are both on the Cleveland Browns -3. Elephant picks. Here we go.
I'm taking Chicago.
Really?
Yeah.
I like it, Dan. Way to go. And Dan are running hot. I think this is 3 weeks in a row where we've won our elephant pick. I like quite a few games on the board. I'm going to scroll through them. Philadelphia -3.5. I do like that. I like that run team, but I'm not going to take that game. I love the Tampa Bay line at -13. I feel like there was one more game that I really, really liked on the board. I do like the Bears as well as Dan does.
Blah, 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 blah. Pick.
Yeah. Dogs.
I will take the Tampa Bay Buccaneers -13 at the New York Jets. I think they're going to absolutely destroy them. Go with it. Book it. This will be 4 weeks in a row. But we're not done. We got great college football coming up on New Year's Eve. Obviously, it's going to cause some problems in our household. Dan is at a restaurant. And I tell you what, I've been at that restaurant. Dan, have you been?
Yeah, I've been there.
It's old. They have
yeah.
little shitty TVs at best in the bar.
Well,
so-
it's causing a problem because the NCAA wanted to put it on New Year's Eve.
yes,
I mean, that's the problem.
it is a problem. 3:30.
Stupid. You're going to compete against New Year's Eve, and all of us dudes that have to, or that are married and want to do stuff with their wife.
Or have children.
Yeah, I mean, it's your own damn fault, NCAA.
Yeah, that's a tough gig for New Year's Eve. Over here, I know our children are growing up, but I mean, we used to have a piñata, we used to play games, and it was always Ryan Seacrest on the TV. We'll see how it shakes. We're gonna try to mix in both of these things. The first game on the board, though, and it starts at 3:30, which is fun.
It better damn well
It's
start
the
at
Cotton
3:30.
Bowl in Jerry's World at the Dallas Cowboys Stadium, AT&T Stadium. The Alabama Crimson Tide, who are the 1 seed for the remainders of the tournament, they do play upstart, non-Power 5 conference Cincinnati Bearcats. They're the 4 seed. Bama's a 13.5-point favorite in this game. The over-under is a whopping 58. They're going to kill him, Dan.
Well, okay.
Will you let Oliver out?
We've seen Alabama against Notre Dame. We've seen Alabama against Ohio State. And we're fans of Notre Dame. We're fans of Ohio State. I'm fans of Cincinnati. I'm great. It's awesome that you guys made
Here
it.
comes a great big butt.
You're going to get your ass kicked.
I knew it was
Sorry.
coming.
You're gonna
I could hear
you are
the
going
butt
to
coming.
get destroyed. I am so happy that you guys made it for the Power 5 conferences. You get disrespected, but if the playoffs were expanded, you might have the opportunity to win a playoff game, but you're in the semifinals and you're going to get destroyed. I'm sorry.
Dan thinks they're going to get bullied on both sides of the ball in regards to the offensive
Holy
and defensive
shit.
lines. That Young, who's a Heisman Trophy winner, right? Bryce Young won the Heisman Trophy. They have that Ohio State transfer, Jameson Williams, I think it is. I like Jameson. You like Jameson?
Yeah, James.
The liquor.
Yeah, the Irish guy.
Yeah. How about though? Kind of like a little bit of intrigue. I mean, and Cincinnati has a pretty damn good quarterback in their own right, in Desmond Ritter. And you know
Yeah,
who-
it seems like he's been there for 10 years.
it seems like, you know who runs the ball? Jerome Ford.
Jerome Ford.
Yeah, that's his name. He's an Alabama transfer.
Oh, no way.
Isn't that fun? How
Yeah.
fucking fun is that? I would love to see Cincinnati in this ball game.
I would love, if they
Gabe would love it too.
somehow beats it, that would be, we would go nuts.
I don't
But
see
I
it.
don't see that.
I
mean,
don't see it
realistically.
either. It's under 2 touchdowns. I think it could be an ass whipping. I'm going to go with the Crimson Tide minus the 13.5. The next game on the board is a very intriguing game to me. It is the third-ranked Georgia Bulldogs, my brother-in-law Teddy's team, and he's wildly excited, and his wife Kate. They're going to have a great New Year's. Hopefully, they have a great, midnight as well. We'll see how it shakes out for them. They play the Michigan Wolverines, who end up drawing the 2-hole in this tournament. Georgia has been placed as a 7.5-point favorite in this game. The over-under is 45. I think that number may be high. These two teams, by the way, this game's played down in Miami at Hard Rock Stadium, the Miami Dolphins Stadium. If you ask me, these two teams mirror each other. I mean,
Do you think?
They play kick-ass defense, both of them, and they run the football. They run the football, and they have game managers at quarterback. For Georgia, it's Stetson Bennett. For Michigan, it's, what's his name, McNamara. And sometimes they play two quarterbacks.
I don't know anybody on Michigan's team. I'm offended that you would ask me.
Oh, whatever. They're certainly a run-heavy team. Gaskins is a great running back. Then they do it. When he comes out, there's a dude named, I think his name's Blake Corum.
Gaskins. Gas can.
Can be.
Am
A
I
lot of fire
saying
on
it
somebody's
wrong?
ass. The line, by the way, is Georgia minus 7.5. Like I said, these two teams are identical to each other. By the way, and Teddy and I texted back and forth a little bit last night. SEC has not fared well in the tournament or in the bowl game so far. They're getting their asses kicked. I think they're 0-4.
And the SEC
And maybe
doesn't
they
fare
didn't-
well against the Big Ten.
Maybe the SEC just isn't that good this year, Dan. I like the Michigan Wolverines to keep this game close. I think Georgia wins this game at the end, and I think we're stuck with another Georgia-Bama, tournament finale. We'll see if it happens. That would make Teddy very, very happy. But I think Michigan certainly has a puncher's chance in this game because of the mirror image that these teams are to me.
Mirror image, I think they put all the focus on beating Ohio State. They got a couple weeks now to prepare. I don't know. 7.5, I think, is a big number in this one.
Do it, Dan. Do it. It's like hurting his heart. He wants to take the Michigan Wolverines. I know he does.
There's no fucking way I'm taking Georgia. There's no way.
Well, he's taking the Big Ten team. We're both on Michigan.
No, I'm not taking the Big Ten team.
Well, who are you?
Georgia.
You said there's no way I'm fucking taking Michigan. Who are you on?
I ain't taking Michigan. Georgia.
I'm not taking Michigan. He's taking Georgia. I'm taking Michigan in this football game. I hope it's a whale of a game because I don't think the first game is going to be that. That's it for this show.
Wait, aren't we going to talk about the bullshit?
The bowl games? Yeah, let's talk the bowl games. I mean, it's kind of disheartening.
Like tomorrow, I was excited to see Pitt and Michigan State play.
Yeah,
I wanted to
except
see the quarterback.
Kenny Pickett, but
I don't want to play because I'm going to the NFL.
and on Michigan State side, you want to see
Running back.
Kenneth Walker Jr.?
I'm going to the NFL, so I ain't playing either.
Right.
What the hell?
Right after, it's Wednesday, right after our show right now is Oklahoma and Oregon. They
No
don't have
coaches.
They don't know coaches yet. Lincoln Riley took like his entire staff out to USC. Oregon, their head coach, Mario Cristobal, took the Miami gig. Their offensive coordinator took the Akron gig.
He's in town, baby.
So this is wild. And there's opt-outs in that game as well, as they have first-round draft picks on both teams. I don't know if that defensive end is playing for Oregon. I'm not sure. But, yeah, I mean, the bowl stuff is really a mess. And we'll see what happens in regards to that. But enjoy the football. We got a great weekend of football coming up. It's bowl week. We got the semifinal games, and it is fucking crunch time in the National Football League, which makes things really intriguing. So enjoy your New Year's. Don't celebrate too much. Be safe out there. If you ask me, it's amateurs. I don't leave the garage. Don't worry about me. I will be back here next Wednesday for the show because there's no chance of me getting hurt at home besides falling down the steps or up the steps. Anything else?
That's a chance of you getting hurt.
We'll be back in 2022.
Happy New Year.